Howdy everyone, my name's Corey with Art's Really Cool. Today is the 16th video of Painting's Really Cool. Alright, so today we're going to do another painting inspired by a friend. I met this friend back when I started working at the grocery store when I was 16, I believe. The official title was courtesy clerk, but technically I was a bag boy. I just put the groceries in the bag. And she was a pharmacy tech. So we didn't interact a lot except for when somebody needed a prescription. I don't fully remember why this was like that, but I would have to run and get it. That seems really weird. Maybe my memory's off, but I remember running over there to get prescriptions a lot. And so we would interact just briefly and then continued to talk more, but not very, just professionally. I ended up moving to a different store like a year into it. And so then we weren't talking to each other really at all, because again, we were just work friends at that point. And then a few years had gone by, or a couple years, maybe a few, and I went back into the original store that I worked at, which she still worked there, and I asked her where to find something because they had rebuilt a brand new building for the same area, so everything was not where it was when I worked there. And so I couldn't find, I think it was like cold medicine or something in the pharmacy area. And I asked her, hey, can you show me where it is? She came out from behind the secret pharmacy area and showed me. And then we just started chatting a little bit. And then it's so funny to me because it's so forward, confident and intense. But she's like, can I see your phone? I was like, sure. I gave her my phone and she put her phone number in it. I was like, okay, now we're friends. So reach out, let's hang out sometime. And I was like, hey, this is really weird. And she was probably not 10 years, but in that area older than me. So I was a 19-year-old kid having somebody who was an actual adult with an actual adult job be like, hey, we're friends now, was oh, okay, I guess I have to be friends now. And so we would chat occasionally, nothing intense, but then we started to talk more regularly. We hung out a few times and it just became a legit friendship. She's one of my closest friends, which is wonderful that she took that no, we're going to be friends. Whether you are planning to be or not, we're going to be. And it was the greatest moment of my life while trying to find cold medicine or whatever I was trying to find. All right, so what I'm going to do is I actually asked her because I guess I'm really bad at knowing the favorite color of people I know. Isn't that the cliche first question you ask people, right? I thought it might be purple, so I had to text. And it was purple, and then she likes pink because she's a girl, as she points out. And I was like, okay, good. So I can make that work. I wanted to try something, so a little bit of an experiment, kind of not. I've never seen this done, but I'm sure people have done it. I just haven't seen it. So I'm going to do a ring pour and then blow that out and see what that looks like. I don't know that it won't get muddy. I don't know, because the rings, I'm going to make them a little thinner because I've stacked puddles, right? So that's kind of like a ring pour. I've done that and that's pretty, but I'm going to make them thinner to make it more of a, I think it'll make more of a dynamic blowout. It'll have more colors mixed in and it'll be different, or it'll become completely muddy, or it will just be one color. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it's not another fizzle like the last one. Although the last one was pretty in a way. It just wasn't what I was after. So fingers crossed. I'm using a variety of purples. Of course, a metallic purple. I'm also using a magenta to pull in that pink. I'm also going to incorporate a silver because I always love a little bit of silver and stuff. Again, metallics I like, but I just feel like it brings a little class or something. I don't know. And then some metallic white to break it up. And then I'm going to, since it's going to be a ring pour Dutch pour, I'm going to have a bunch of metallic black around it because I don't want the whole thing to just be like how you do a ring pour covered. I want it to have a decent amount of negative space as well. So I'm going to do it on a 20 by 20 canvas. Let's see what we get when we put this all together. So with the magic of editing, I'm going to be standing. All right, so here is the big old canvas. So I'm going to do a black like base, but I'm not gonna pour the puddle first. I mean, I'm not gonna pour the black first in the center. What I'm gonna do is make a cup of all of my different purples right here. And then my pink, and this one's metallic mixed berry, so it's like a little bit in between purple and pink. So I'm gonna do the layering of that with a little bit of the metallic white and the silver interspersed between the rings, probably the metallic white in between a lot of them, but the silver just occasionally. And then I've got a lot of variety. These two kind of look similar, but they're slightly different, and I just wanted to have a range of colors, a gradient. Adrian says it's one of my things. I always seem to have a gradient. All right, so let's start building the cup. The way you layer the cup, obviously, a lot of you guys know this, but the first color obviously is the last color to come out. The first color in is the last to come out, so that's gonna be like the center part. So I'm just gonna go from dark to light, kind of is the direction I'm planning to go. So let's just get started. Please enjoy the music while I do this. So when my friend and I first started to hang out, it was just, just occasional. Like we'd go to dinner. That's typically what I do with most of my friends. When we hang out, we just kind of go to dinner and then talk. But she invited me over once to her house, and we, I think, watched some dumb movies and played American Idol on one of the gaming consoles. Back, it was like right around the time that like Rock Band was a big deal. It was super fun because we kind of tried like to actually sing, and neither of us are like awesome at it, but like, we're also not the worst. But then we realized that it's only going off like tone, like it doesn't care if you say the words. So then we just started to hum it. And we're like, yeah, we're so good. Look at this. Simon loves us. It was fun. It was a really enjoyable time. She's been kind of there for me, like throughout my life as as things randomly have happened where, I needed support. Like she's literally stepped up to be that support, which has been really cool. We would just do weird, like she's so adventurous and just like not who you would expect, because she looks so proper, and then she's like, yeah, let's go, for a really long hike. And I'm like, but that doesn't go with the vibe you have. So one time we went for a pretty decent hike. It was, again, I think you guys all know by now, I'm from Montana. I guess people who are new don't know that, but I'm from Montana, so there's a lot of beautiful area for hiking. And we went, and we were like, okay, we'll hike up this one area. We didn't know much about it, but we were like, I think it's supposed to be really pretty. And like, it's just a few miles. So we're hiking, and then we're still hiking. And then, yep, we're still hiking. And we're like, we don't even see the summit or like the top or anything. Like, where is this? Like, and we're like, and we have to do the same amount of walking down. And so we finally were like, we didn't want to give in, but we're like, screw it, we're not going to do it. So we went, I think either we went before that or we went a different direction after that, where we just ended up finding this cool little waterfall. And it was maybe last month, like 7 years ago or something, that we did that, because she just got a notice on her Facebook about it and sent me a screenshot that it was a memory. So yeah, that was fun. She's actually coming to visit in September. Well, really, she's coming to go to Myrtle Beach, but, figured we could visit at the same time. Is that the same color? I just did the same color twice in a row. That we could visit and we could all go on vacation kind of together. Take a little trip to the beach of Myrtle. which I've never been to. Adrian has multiple times because, you know, grew up in the Carolinas. That's what people from Carolina say. The Carolinas.
Yep.
Just like that.
Yeehaw.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to that. There was a YouTube ad for some random reason of medieval times, and I've never been, but thought it would be really cool. So we might be going to that. I'm kind of excited for the possibility. So much paint, all the paint. All right, so I'm going to, like I said, do the ring pour in the center. I might stretch it out a little bit, but not a lot. And then I will, probably not using all this paint the more I think about it. And then I'll put black around it and then blow out in different directions and kind of make a bloom. So here we go. Oh, by the way, this is the pretty paint. I can't see if this is in paint. This is the paint. So because I normally pour from this side, or the side that I poured in, it kind of comes out in that ring, but I want to do it a little different and pour from this side so it kind of mixes differently. I think I'm gonna try and leave the center. But let me tilt just a little bit because it's kind of far off. Now let's add the pretty metallic black. We've noticed, Adrian and I have noticed that our last couple paintings have had little, like, chunks in it, which is really weird. I've been doing this since 2018, 2019 timeframe, and I never really had that but like once in a while. And, you know, I cannot 100% figure out what it is, like what's going on. So anybody out there that has been doing this for a while and knows, that would be awesome. We decided to start straining the mixed paint because we strained the Floetrol. And when I started, I didn't even strain Floetrol and I still didn't have that issue. But any info you guys have would be much appreciated if you leave it in the comments below. Thank you. All right, so let's do this. Ooh. All right, so a lot of negative space. Just kidding, almost none. But this is not as far off as this, but that's okay. Love all the cell action I got. That was not expected to get that intense. Like, it's really cool. And this very much to me screams rose. I might blow out a little bit more over here, but that pink took over. I was like, almost no purple. Yeah, I'm gonna blow this part out a little bit. Just a sec. Okay, I better stop. I'll mess it up if I don't. Alright. I think it's alright. I'm going to tilt a little bit to try and get it a little bit more centered. There is a giant amount of paint right here. This is going to take a week plus to dry. I don't know. I think it's alright. Little less negative space than I wanted, but then again, I used all of the paint that is sold at stores. So, you know, you get what you get. What do you guys think? Does it look cool in its wet mode? Let's see if it dries any better. Alright, so, like, I just love all of the cell action around the edges here. Like, this is really cool that happened like that. I know it's because of the metallics. You know, and they're different brands. Some are Artist Loft, some are Amsterdam. Like the black is Artist Loft. One of them is DecoArt, which is the mixed berry, I believe. So it's different brands which have different reactions too. But I like that I left the center because it really does. To me, it's like rose. That's what I see. I see like this is a big rose in bloom. So I like it. Let's see what it looks like once it's dry. Okie doke. So this one was not a fizzle. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's a flower. Right? I see a flower. Do you see a flower? But what I love is all of it. But specifically the outer edges. These like spider web, like veiny type things. Love them, the little cells. Think it's so cool. I didn't even expect that to happen, but it did, and that's awesome. And then I love where the center kind of comes together and meets the outer edge and has this nice little like distinct line, if you will, kind of adds a little depth, a little character, a little interest. But then I love when we get into where the ring pour stayed solid, because it just adds that little bit of extra oomph to the painting that really makes it into a flower. Hopefully you guys like it. I think it's pretty cool. Anyways, see you in the next one. Bye.